There's a moment that happens in gyms every single day. Someone is mid-set, working hard, fully locked in, and then someone walks past with a better physique and everything shifts. The focus breaks, the energy drops. Suddenly the workout isn't about progress anymore. It's about distance. The distance between where they are and where that other person is. Most people call this insecurity and leave it there. But the real psychological story is far more layered than that, and it starts much earlier than the gym. 1. Social comparison theory. Leon Festinger identified this in 1954. Humans are biologically wired to evaluate themselves against others when objective standards don't exist. In the gym, there's no scoreboard, no finish line. So the brain creates one by scanning the room. The person comparing isn't being petty. Their nervous system is doing exactly what evolution designed it to do: locate where they stand in the hierarchy. The mirror isn't enough. They need a human reference point to feel real. 2. Contingent self-worth. Their internal sense of value isn't self-generated. It's borrowed from external data. Psychologists call this an external locus of self-esteem. When they see someone leaner, the emotional crash is immediate and physical. When they look bigger than someone else, there's a brief chemical relief. Not pride, just the temporary silence of anxiety. They're not chasing confidence. They're chasing the absence of shame. That's a completely different psychological engine, and it never runs out of fuel. 3. Hypervigilant body monitoring. Many chronic comparers grew up in environments where their appearance was commented on, criticized, or weaponized. Over time, the brain adapted by developing a constant low-level surveillance system, scanning faces, scanning bodies, scanning reactions. In the gym, this goes into overdrive. They notice every physique detail around them, not because they're judgmental, but because their childhood nervous system learned that bodies carry consequences. Awareness became armor, comparison became survival. 4. Upward comparison addiction. There's a particular psychological trap where the brain becomes hooked on upward comparisons, always looking at people who are bigger, leaner, or more advanced. Research shows this activates the same reward and punishment circuits as other compulsive behaviors. The person tells themselves they're seeking motivation, but the emotional aftermath always feels like defeat. The comparison isn't inspiring them forward, it's feeding a wound that keeps the cycle spinning. Motivation was never actually the goal. 5. Identity fragmentation. When someone lacks a stable, defined sense of who they are outside their body, the physique becomes the entire identity. Psychologists call this body-based identity fusion. Comparing bodies becomes comparing worth, comparing relevance, comparing existence itself. Every person with a better body isn't just more fit. They feel like a direct argument against that person's value. The stakes aren't aesthetic, they're existential. The comparison habit isn't a character flaw, it's a coping mechanism that outlived its usefulness. At some point, measuring yourself against others was the only tool available to feel safe or significant. And the brain never forgot that. Recognizing that pattern is not a small thing. It's actually where everything starts to shift. If this video made something click for you, stay connected to this channel, because this is where we go beneath the surface of fitness and start talking about what's actually running the show.